And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy here.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Richter, Arnold, Dave.
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I got to
when
try
it's
this.
time,
with
when,
you.
when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All
and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
Just a sexy eye right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes. Happy Monday, everybody. It's Monday, y'all. It's time to wake your ass up. It's time to wake up, y'all. Hope you guys are having a fantastic one. You know what I mean? Got the fellas in the house. You know what I'm saying? Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Of course, we're going to be doing some sort of catch up of some sort. You know what I mean? Checking on everybody, seeing how y'all's weekends were. Mine was very, very busy. Very, very packed, action-packed with all kinds of stuff going on. And of course, welcome to the news. Nothing ever stops in the news. There's always something new going on. So we got some new stories to talk about, some things we can debate about, some breaking news, and some tragic stories, of course, as well. So we will be talking about a whole bunch of stuff today. We got a little Kanye watch. We got a little bit of police shootings, which is terrible. We got some talk about some sports talk, and we got some COVID news. So we got everything going on today. So stick around, sit down, strap in, get ready, pull out your cup of joe or your beer or your cocktail if you're overseas, you know what I'm saying, and get ready for one hell of a show. Anyway, I wanted to say what up to my brothers, Jack and Ed. What's a guan, fellas?
Yo, how's it going, man?
Your accent was kind of bad right there, actually.
I mean, I wasn't even trying, son. Son, I wasn't even trying, bruh. Come on now.
It felt like you were. I felt it in my soul.
Oh,
that you just did it bad. So it's cool.
I just slathered a whole bunch of mayonnaise on that accent, didn't I? What's
yeah,
a guan, brothers?
It's cool. You know, do your thing. You know, it's Monday.
I hate you. I hate you
too.
But how you doing? How you doing, Ed? How's your day going? How's your weekend?
I'm good. Like I want to go back to sleep, but you know, so I can't.
Trust me, I feel you.
Tired.
I feel you.
Need more beauty sleep. You know,
you need
Jack
a
and
lot
I got the same
more
haircut.
beauty sleep.
You know?
That's right, man.
Word.
Tight.
Shoot, we all balled up in this piece. What's going on?
No, hold on.
No, you got hair.
Just cut it low.
You got hair. You got it. You got. I don't know what's going on. It's growing back though, Jack. I see it's coming back quick.
It's quick, right? I mean, that's the thing. And I also got some sun this weekend, so now I'm just not as pale. So the white hair doesn't blend in as well. Because now I give it a little red base underneath there to kind of contrast.
Ooh.
So
little red base.
Yeah. I got a little burnt yesterday sitting in the kiddie pool outside. So.
Oh, I feel you.
Did you have beer next to you in the kiddie pool, just like floating around in the pool?
What?
Did you have beer in your kiddie pool, just like kind of like floating around while you're just like laid out?
Yep, just chilling. It was
chilling.
It was a perfect day. You know, we had a birthday yesterday for my son. He turned 7.
Yes.
So we had a nice little just day at home and in the backyard, and went to go mow the lawn, and then the lawnmower didn't start.
Oh.
And you know, this is my second lawnmower that hasn't started, and this is I did the normal stuff to try to make it work again. No luck. So I went and bought a push mower, one of the manual ones, and you know they work okay, but it definitely you have to basically mow the lawn twice. So I got a little tired from that, and then but then we had a nice day outside in the backyard and sitting in the pool and hanging out. So
bruh,
yeah,
that's a lot.
Back is burnt.
That sounds like a lot. I could see him
pushing that thing and cursing under his breath the entire thing. Just frickin' the entire time, bro.
I did that for 2 years. And I have really bad allergies. I did it for 2 years. After the second year, I was like, Manushka, I'm not doing this no more. Go ahead and call somebody.
Yeah, pay
for it. Pay for it to get done. I'm not doing it anymore.
We just got to pay for it from now on.
It's worth the $20 to have somebody else come over and mow a lawn. That's one of the things that I'm okay with.
No kidding.
Somebody's got to come do it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm good.
So Jack, you thinking about doing that then? Well, like, what's the story here, man?
Oh no, I'm just having the kids do it. I'm gonna have the kids just push that lawnmower now, and the youngest actually yesterday helped out a little bit. You know, I got the 3-year-old working hard.
You're starting your own sweatshop. How tender, how wonderful, how bittersweet. Start them young.
So I'll see if I can put the video up now that I don't have another backdrop behind me, and you can see my youngest pushing a lawnmower.
That's what's up.
Let's see here. Let's see.
I mean, I'd pay to see that.
Good underwater photos yesterday too. So, yeah, I don't know. Can you see that?
Oh, look at that! Yes, she's a beast.
Working hard.
Yeah, look at that already. How does that thing work? Does it really work well?
It's just like yeah. I mean, the faster you walk, the faster those blades spin. So. They weren't spinning that fast when she was pushing it, but
right.
If I get going and go nice little steady pace, I mean, I don't want to put my fingers in there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And those blades, I mean, they got a whole bunch of blades in there, and they're pretty sharp.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got to go, back to your roots with the lawn mowing. You know what I'm saying? With your garden care, with landscaping. Because that's a throwback, bro. That's a throwback. Let me just say that. That is a huge throwback. But anyway, man, Jack, you the weatherman on the show, so we have definitely got to talk real quick about these 2 hurricanes that are coming, like back to back, yo. Like, wow, like 1-2 punch, right? I think a lot of people are saying the 1-2 punch. What is going on with this ish, man? Speak on it, brother.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Are they both
what?
going to hit Florida?
No, they're in the Gulf.
Actually,
they're going to hit Louisiana.
And Texas, apparently.
Which is a big concern, obviously because of their levees and things that are there that have been reconstructed and stuff like that. So the first one that's coming through is supposed to be like a Category 1 when it hits land, and it's going to bring like 3 to 6 feet of storm surge along the coast, which is a lot. And then have additional rainfall for the first 48 hours of up to another 10 inches of rain. And so the flooding, the inland that's going to happen is going to definitely be there. And then within 48 hours of that one making landfall, the second one's supposed to come up behind it, and they expect it to be a Category 3 at that point in time. And then that's going to be bringing 7 to 10 feet of storm surge with it, and then could drop another 2 feet of rain in places. So it's going to be wet. And so they want rain in California right now. Isn't it messed up to how one part of the U.S. could be on fire and the other place is going to be underwater?
I was just about to say that, man. That's so crazy, right? One side of the world is on fire. The other one is about to get just doused with water. I mean, it's about to get really nasty on 2 different sides of parts of the country. It's insane, man. It's really insane.
And so they were saying that within Louisiana there, because of the way that originally they thought maybe it was going to make landfall in Houston and stuff, but I guess the trajectory didn't get as strong to keep on going towards Texas, so it's staying within the wind stream or whatever, so it's going towards Louisiana. Now both paths having it to where multiple days later it shows up all that rain here in Missouri. So we're going to see the impact of these storms. At least our way that we do with a little bit of winds and rain and stuff. But down there, they reconstructed that levee that broke from Katrina, right? But then there was other levees that were still around, New Orleans and other coastal areas in Louisiana that are just as old and, needed maintenance and things like that. So that's one concern. The other one is saying that because it is a 1-2 punch, as you said, that first storm comes in, people that get stranded from the rains and stuff, they've said that because of the amount of rains and wind that's going to happen, they can't send in medevac like helicopters and things like that.
Yeah.
So they're just basically telling residents that for the first 72 hours that they are going to be on their own. So if you're stranded at your home with high rains, if you're stuck in a car someplace, like emergency vehicles are going to have a really tough time getting out to help people.
Oh boy. That's bad. That is bad.
That's
long story short. That's bad and scary. And then you said that the first hurricane is supposed to swoop up through the Midwest area. When is that supposed to be? When do they say they're predicting that it's going to be up near the Missouri area, like in the Midwest and Missouri area?
Yeah, I mean that's it could be a couple days. I mean it's usually that within once it hits landfall, those first couple days, it depends on how fast the storm's moving. So it could be 2 days, it could be 3 days before it makes it here. But so it's Marco and Laura are the two different storms. I guess as of 4 hours ago, Marco's been downgraded to a tropical storm.
Okay.
That's good. But Laura is still set to become a hurricane. So, yeah.
What's sad is that Louisiana has already been hit before. Katrina got rocked. You know what I'm saying? And then Houston got rocked a few years before too. And it's like, man, the path that they say it's gonna go, man, they're about to get rocked again. It's so terrible. Mm-hmm. We ain't ready for this right now. We ain't got time for this, man. We got plagues going on. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? There's some crazy stuff going on that we ain't ready for this right now. Dang, y'all. Well, all I can say is, my prayers are going to. I'm saying this to Mother Nature. Please be kind to us. You know what I mean? Please be kind to us, please.
Man, hopefully it just breaks up and turns into a tropical storm.
Man,
hopefully.
I hope it all is just one big old tropical storm. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for. But at the same time, I've already said this before too. Man, Mother Nature's angry as hell right now. She's been talking to us a lot lately. Okay?
She's not happy.
We had a fire tornado last weekend. Do you understand that happened last weekend, son? That was last weekend, y'all. A fire tornado. Now we got 2 hurricanes. Bruh, we got 2 hurricanes up in this piece on their way towards American soil. Again. Just saying, last week, I'm just saying, remember last week? Last weekend, last Monday, we talked about this. Fire tornado. This Monday, 2 hurricanes. What's going on? What is going on? Holy God, man. Woo! Okay. Well, Mother Nature, I'm sorry on behalf of the rest of the world. I'm just going to speak on behalf of the rest of the world. We are sorry, whatever we did. Oh God, whatever we did, please be kind to us. Please. We've had enough already. Just tranquilo.
Clearly, she's tired of us.
I mean, she's trying to take us out, bruh.
She's done.
She's
done
like,
with us and our foolishness.
Yeah.
She's like, look, I'm ready for y'all to go.
She's like, I've had this pandemic of humans on me for so long. I'm just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It is crazy. So, oh man, fingers crossed everything starts to calm down. Because we don't need any more of this stuff. Real talk. But we got to jump into this other breaking story, which is very interesting. For all you parents out there, as we already know, school has started. A lot of school has started today. And a lot of people are doing virtual learning. But guess what? Some bad news. Man, I got some bad news. I'm sorry for y'all. I'm really sorry for all y'all. But this is something very interesting. This has to do with Zoom. Guess what? Zoom is experiencing outages right now as we speak.
Makes sense.
So, Zoom has reported partial outages for its video service just before 9 a.m. Eastern time today. And they said the company said in a statement, we have received reports of users being unable to visit Zoom website and unable to start and join Zoom meetings and webinars. We are currently investigating and will provide updates as we have them. So They're continuing to work on fixing this issue, but right now, apparently, a lot of people are having issues with getting in and being able to either download or be able to just jump in and do what they need to do. So all you kids out there that are sitting there going, or for all you parents out there that are sitting there going, my kid's lying. My kid's lying. He just doesn't want to go to school today. No, Zoom is down. Zoom is down. You can just tell him that Uncle Pascal told him to tell you that it's just down. So they're trying to figure it out.
Jokes
but that's
on
what
you.
It is.
Jokes on you.
Jokes
they
on
still
me.
have homework they got to do. They still have
Facts.
classwork they have to do, not on Zoom. So
True.
they still got to do work. They don't get out the work.
True. I mean, I'm
Still
just
gotta
saying.
do it.
I'm just saying in regards to them having to attend them classes via Zoom, and they're sitting there going, "Why are you playing Fortnite right now, son?" Well, Uncle Pascal told me that Zoom is down right now.
You're gonna have a bunch of
I
parents.
know. I'm gonna get a million
Your
emails.
DMs not happy with you.
How dare you lie to us? How dare you? How dare you lie to us? Anyway, yeah. Ed, Caden starts virtual learning today, right?
Yeah, he does.
How's
He does
he?
start virtual learning today. He had a meeting with his classmates and teacher at 8:30. I think it only lasted 30 minutes, so they might have gotten off before everything kind of went down with Zoom.
It's only East Coast in the U.S. that's having issues, though.
East Coast, okay.
So we were probably okay then.
Then you're good.
So they're using Canvas, which everybody probably knows what Canvas and Blackboard are one and the same. So I used Blackboard in college. Right now, it seems like Canvas is the more popular of the two. But they're using Canvas, and basically they told us hey, I mean, it sounds like college. Basically, it's like if you're gonna get work every day. You need to make sure you get the work done and turn it in. If you don't turn it in, you will fall behind. If you wait till the end of the week to do all the work, it will pile up and you will fall behind.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying even if they don't have their little Zoom meeting, if Zoom is down, they still have work they have to do. And they said they're getting work every single day, and it needs to be turned in. And you need to make sure it gets turned in, or you'll fall behind. It'll just pile up, and then you'll just start kind of drowning in the work that you have to catch up on.
Man.
So, but
man, oh man.
But yeah, he doesn't play video games during the school year. He only plays video games over the weekend during school year because
right on.
He has class and then
Yeah.
basketball and all that stuff, so he really doesn't have time.
He's got other responsibilities for sure. Actually, speaking of basketball, why don't we jump into sports right now and talk about all that? Because there's a lot going on, Ed. So he got the sports,
Sports.
It's time to talk about some
we can start with
sports.
the NFL's false positives.
Come on, man.
They actually had 77 false positives here in, what was it, last week? Oh, my God. I had the story pulled up, and it straight disappeared on me.
It happens, man.
77 false positives. It came back. Come to find out that BioReference is the company that's doing the COVID testing and for the NFL. And they have 5 labs around the country that process the league's daily test, and the New Jersey lab was the one that had these false positives come out, and it was an isolated contamination during test preparation. So they have since gone back and they have retested all 77 players, and they have all tested negative for COVID, which it could have been really bad because there were 3 teams that were hit harder than any of the other teams. The Minnesota Vikings had 12 players test positive. The New York Jets had 10 players test positive. They're not making the playoffs anyways, but they had 10 players test positive.
Yeah.
And the Chicago Bears had 9 players test positive. So, I mean, as you can guess, it created immediate, panic. Oh my God, we had 77 freaking positive tests.
That's heavy, man.
The Bills' starting quarterback, actually, he was one of the 77 that tested positive. I don't even know who their backup quarterback is. So if he would have been out for a prolonged period of time, that could have been bad. He did have to miss Sunday's practice because of this false positive test. But he has since been able to come back to resume practice. So, so they're just gonna retest test all the people, and they're just going to go back to the quick responses. Hopefully this doesn't happen again, because we don't need people going crazy. I personally don't even think they're going to finish the NFL season. I mean, I think it's going to start, and I think, knock on wood, it's just going to take one superstar player like Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson
to get
COVID, and they're going to be like, yo, shut it down. Shut it down. Like, because I mean, those are the faces of the NFL. Like, if one of those guys gets it, then that's a serious problem. So I mean, I would love to have a full NFL season. I love fantasy football, but if it doesn't happen, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
You know, I you know, the thing is that like they're not practicing they don't happen to be practicing the bubble thing at all. Right? They're not doing that at all.
Too many people. That's like between 1,000 and 1,500 people. That's a lot. That would be a lot of people. Because you got to think, an NFL roster has 53 people on it, and that's not coaches and staff and stuff like that. So, and then now you have 30 of those teams. So that's a lot of people.
But if you think about it, they got a lot of monies. They could do something like that. If they really wanted to, they really could do it. They could accomplish that. I'm not sitting here saying that it's just easy all the time. I'm not sitting here, just throw some money on it, it'll be fine. No, I'm not saying that. But if there's a will, there's most definitely a way. They're doing that with hockey. They're doing that with basketball. I know it's much smaller teams and everything and smaller staff and everything, but at the same time, they're still doing it. So if they really had to, they could do it. They could take that approach. You see what I'm saying? I feel like, and that's the same thing I feel about with baseball as well. I mean, there's so many false starts. They'll get started, and then somebody, 6 or 7 of their teammates get sick, and then they got to start all over again. You see what I'm saying? Even the Cardinals are doing, right now, just talking about the Cardinals, they're doing everything they can to squeeze as many games in the very short amount of time that they have left to be able to be qualified to get into the playoffs. It's insane. It's insane. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work just so you can play during this time. I still think, no matter what, like, in regards to like the Stanley Cup and whatnot, I still think that this year, this win should be an asterisk. That's just me. I feel like it's COVID year. You know what I mean? This is the during the period of Rona, there should be a star next to it. That's just my thoughts. That's just my personal thoughts on it. And I feel like that's the same thing when it comes to all the other sports.
So I feel you. But, I'm a huge basketball fan, so I've been watching a lot of NBA. I actually like it better like this. I mean, there's no home crowd. Like, I mean, because that home crowd plays a big – it affects the game. The home crowd can affect the game. It really can, because you get energy from that and all that. You get energy from them and all that. And it's like, now there's no home crowd. You got to affect your own energy. Now it's just like, are you playing well? Are you playing your best basketball at this time? I mean, over the weekend, we did see 2 sweeps. Boston swept the Philadelphia 76ers out of there. I think they're going to fire their coach and get a new coach, because this keeps happening. They have too much talent every year. They're getting knocked out. I mean, last year, kind of unfortunate. Kawhi hit that shot that bounced multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the Toronto Raptors just beat on the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets have just been decimated with injuries. So KD obviously out with the Achilles. Kyrie Irving out with the shoulder. So, I mean, they didn't Caris LeVert, he can't really carry a load on his own. He didn't really have much help. So you kind of knew that was going to happen. And then I think one of the more surprising series is Denver is down 3-1 to Utah. Utah is the 6th seed. Denver is the 3 seed. Denver was a team that a lot of people were talking about that could make it to the Western Conference Finals, but they have literally had no answer for Donovan Mitchell, who's averaging damn near 50 here in the playoffs. I mean, he had 57 in the first game. He had I think he had 40 something in the second game, which they won. He had 51 last night. He's just been kind of hey, get on my back. I got you guys. Go ahead and get on my back. I'm going to go ahead and carry you guys into the next round of playoffs. And then actually the more surprising game yesterday, which very surprising. The Dallas Mavericks went up 2-2. Well, tied the series 2-2 against the Los Angeles Clippers. Their second best player, Kristaps Porzingis, aka the Unicorn, he was out with knee soreness. He was like, you turn on the game, you're thinking that you're going to see him. They were like, oh no, he's been scratched. So he was sitting on the bench. So he's out with knee soreness. So now Luka kind of had to put the team on his back, and you're like, oh, they're about to get blown out. Like there's no way the Clippers are at full strength. They're about to get blown out. Luka ends up winning the game on a buzzer-beating 3, and they tie the series 2-2. Oh, granted, he also has a severely sprained left ankle. He played on a bad wheel, and he had 43. I believe he had a triple-double last night. He had 43 and like 17 rebounds and like 13 assists. He balled out. So that game's probably going to go the distance. So I think like with the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs, I think like it kind of – I mean, I think it kind of evens the playing field. Like it is like, are you playing your best? Are you playing your best hockey right now? Are you playing your best basketball right now? I mean, the crowd cannot affect the game like they usually do, and it's really just about your players. It's about your players. It's about your team. It's about coaching. So, but yeah, I mean, it's chugging along here. My Lakers went up 2-1 against Portland because I was about to go crazy. Okay, I was about to start breaking stuff.
Yeah, I heard.
Like, I am a diehard. I mean, Caden kind of gets it for me. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Like, I bleed purple and gold. So if they would have went down 2-1 against Portland,
yeah,
I would have freaked out.
Serenity now.
I would have freaked out.
It's funny because
I would have had to use this Breathe app on my Apple Watch for the first time ever.
Well, did you know that deep breaths, a minute of deep breaths helps with your concentration? Did you know that? I'm sorry. My Breathe app always comes on telling me like, hey, breathe, do you know that if you do this, it'll help with your concentration and everything? Exactly.
Just hyperventilate.
Just hyperventilate.
We probably should tell him to breathe.
Absolutely. Hold on. Wait. Breathe again. Breathe again. Anyway.
Yes.
Crazy though.
That's your sports. Unless you had any questions, but
no. There was something that Mr. T12 sent us something last week that we didn't really get to cover, and it was about the altercation that happened. Jack, remember when we were talking about this altercation thing? And I know that you had a little bit of the backstory on it because I didn't know. I still to this day don't know anything about it, but we do have the video of it. I just don't know the backstory of it before I start putting something out like that. You know what I'm saying?
So they won, right? And so everyone was going onto court to celebrate. And then I guess he's the
general manager, Masai.
General manager. Yeah, I didn't say the owner, but the general manager. Went to go get on the court to celebrate with everybody. And as he was walking behind the bench, he went to go and he taken out his credential, lanyard. And with that, one of the, I guess, security guards, basically put his hand out and shoved him back a little bit as he was walking up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy was like, what? And he's like, shows him his credentials more and starts coming up. And I guess they exchange words. And they as he started to go back again, somebody else from the bench, started tapping the security officer on the shoulder, being like, no, he's good.
Wow.
But then the security officer ended up filing something against him and saying that from the shove or from their altercation that he hurt his shoulder and his back all this different stuff.
Wait, so this is what
you watch this video?
This is what the security guard said? The security guard said he was hurt. Okay.
Yes.
And then we do, of course, the body cam footage has been released, so we do have that. So continue, Jack. I just wanted to be able to say that.
So they went back and forth, and eventually then he was let onto the court or whatever. But but they had that little showdown. And which was completely unnecessary. So yeah, I guess show it because it shows
we're gonna show you the footage.
It plays out.
I'm just gonna turn you down for a second, guys. So we're gonna check out this. That should be very interesting. I just didn't know the story behind it, to be really honest. I knew about it. I knew that it was basically saying that the dude was lying, or something like that, and because of this footage, which is funny because this is very fitting to what we are going to talk about here very, very shortly as far as one of our top stories of the day. So it's perfect timing for this. Hold on one second, guys. All right, here we go.
There is new video evidence that we are seeing this morning coming into play in a lawsuit a security guard launched last year against Raptors president Masai Ujiri. You remember that shoving match at last year's NBA match. Well, Michael Serapio is looking at all of this for us, the new video and its new meaning maybe and impact in this case.
Yeah, absolutely, because we're talking about a case in the tens of thousands of dollars U.S. here. As you say, Heather, the security guard, really a deputy sheriff that was hired to do security at the Oracle Center in Oakland, California. Game 6, as you know, of course, the Raptors being in Golden State, huge moment for the franchise. So you saw Masai Ujiri wanted to make his way to the court, but was stopped. And take a look at what this new video shows up, because if you take a look to the left of the screen, that is the sheriff that was circled in red there. Coming on the right side, again now circled, is Ujiri himself making his way. And as the two approach each other, it is not Ujiri who shoves the deputy first, but you see right there, the deputy shoves Ujiri not once, but twice before Ujiri responds with a shove back of his own. In fact, if you take a close look of what happened, Ujiri was trying to get his credentials from his suit jacket to prove he had a right to be on the court to celebrate with his team. But even before he could do that, well, the deputy sheriff was already grabbing his jacket lapel, pushing him back. Take a close-up look and take a listen as well.
It's ridiculous. Whoa.
Now, I don't know if it was very clear, but Ujiri was stating he was the president of the Toronto Raptors there.
Wow.
He looked incredulous that this was happening. Again, pushed not just once, but twice. And this does seemingly back up the claim that Masai Ujiri is making in a document to the California courts, because in it he says it was the sheriff's deputy, Alan Strickland, who started the incident, after which bystanders intervened, got Ujiri on the court with his team. Now, we should note, again, Strickland and his wife are suing the Raptors president for $75,000 U.S. They're suing for general and punitive damages. But now this video, first shared by the local Fox station in the Bay Area, so certainly people in the Oakland and San Francisco area know now this vantage point because of this body camera, and now this video also confirmed by CBC News, Heather.
Wow.
What about the Raptors now, Michael? Are they reacting to the new video at all?
Well, they are standing firm. Take a look at the statement from the franchise themselves. This is what they have to say. We have always maintained that the claims made against Masai are baseless and entirely without merit. We believe this video evidence shows exactly that Masai was not an aggressor, but instead was the recipient of two very violent, unwarranted actions. So all this going on as the proceedings continue in this civil suit between the deputy sheriff and the president of the Raptors, but of course going to play a big part in the case now, and we'll keep following it, Heather.
Okay.
Wow. That is nuts. Because what's crazy, and first off, shout out to Mr. T12 for sending this to us. I really appreciate it. We didn't get a chance to cover it last week, so I'm glad we're able to talk about it now. Okay, so here it is. The one thing that doesn't make sense to me at all is that Masai had the credentials. He was not like just some avid fan going out onto the court. He was there. I mean, shoot, president of the team and all that. I mean, come on now. Like, why did the deputy sheriff have to feel like he had to get all like handsy on the dude when all he was doing was pulling out his credentials? Like, what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, of course, on top of that, for him to sit there and try to lie, to say that, oh, I got all these injuries. From what? Nothing happened to you, bro.
He's like way bigger than Masai. That's a big, dude.
Homeboy didn't do nothing.
It looks like he has a bulletproof vest on too. So
yeah, he was ready for anything, man. He was ready for anything. He didn't do anything. Like Masai just was the one who was. He's the one who should be sitting there going, oh, I got I got some injuries if he wanted to, if he really wanted to say anything. But he ain't going to do that. He got things, he's living his best life. Like, he's doing good. Why would you do something like that to the dude and then try to lie about it? Try to extend it so that you can make some money off of it? The hell is wrong with you? That's some trash, man. People like that just anger me so much, man.
I got a question.
Shoot.
Because I know how Lakers fans are. I know how we are. We don't really like to lose. We're spoiled by winning. But do you think possibly, I'm not trying to be funny, do you think possibly he could have been like
salty,
an upset Warriors fan? He's a Warriors from the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
He might be a Warriors fan. They did lose and kind of like, I guess you can maybe put an asterisk next to that Toronto championship because literally their whole like starting lineup was hurt. So it was kind of like Steph was just running around out there by himself. I'm like, maybe he was an upset Warriors fan. He was like, Masai is a very recognizable face in the NBA. Like you see, he's went from general manager in Denver that put together this like fabulous Denver team to the team president in Toronto and putting together this team for Toronto that went and won a championship. So and plus, like you said, he has credentials. Like he's literally
he was
pulling it out.
Now here's the thing. Now here's the other thing I want to point out. Okay, now I understand that if you're being security, you're trying to make sure that nobody just goes up onto the court and starts acting a fool on the players. It could have been a disgruntled fan that felt some type of way. You know how it is. You know how people be betting on teams and stuff, and they lose their minds. So that could be part of it. Push number one, I understand to a certain extent, and I'm just playing devil's advocate on this side. Here it is. As you see on the body cam footage, he didn't fully pull out his lanyard yet. It was still hidden behind his jacket as he's walking right by him. You see what I'm saying? He didn't bother to pull it all the way out and say something. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you didn't see the full lanyard. He didn't see it. So he's going to shove him with the quickness. Like, what? I don't see anything. What is that? I can understand that part to a certain extent. He didn't have to shove the dude. He could have just put his arm out and said, hey, what are you doing, man? What's up? What you doing? So I'm not justifying his push, but I can understand him maybe stopping him and going, can I see the full thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it. So that's one of them. Two, then he says, he's showing him the lanyard and saying, hey, this is my team. We just won. And he shoves him again. What is that for? Until then, finally, Masai pushes him back. You know what I'm saying? Finally. Because he was just like, I've had enough of this. This is BS. Yeah. And it's funny how there was another guy who reached over, like climbed over chairs to go, yo, he's with us. Hold up. And then he grabbed him, dragged him some other way, and he got onto the court to celebrate with his team. But other than that, I understand. And the first initial reaction is any dude can wear a suit. Any dude can get a tag thingy, like a lanyard that looks like. But once the person goes, hey, this is my ID, these are my credentials, I am such and such, then you let the man go. You don't keep shoving him. The hell's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Some of these cops, man, I'm telling you, some of these cops are just so filled with all this like testosterone and just want to be cowboys all the time, man. Thank you, Jesus, for body cam footage. Thank you, Jesus, for cameras. These are the moments when it's like you need these cameras to tell the stories. It's the biggest weapon we got right now, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hence the reason why I'm saying that for a reason, because it's about something else that we're about to jump in here very, very shortly. But thank God for body cam footage, because now we got the point of view, and that showed that dude's ass. That showed the sheriff's ass, man. The whole ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all. Like,
and what he think?
Stupid.
It's like you're in Oracle Arena, Oracle Arena. You didn't think there's cameras lining the entire arena? You don't think there are cameras in the arena? Like, so, like something wasn't gonna pick that up? You don't think people like in the arena that were there for like, oh yeah, I'm witnessing like a first time ever champion is gonna have their phones out trying to record like what's going on the court? Like he didn't think about that, and he tried to lie. He got caught in a lie, and now he looks like a jackass.
Yeah,
right. So, but before we move on, I know we're about to move on to another topic. I got one hot take.
Okay, one hot take.
Hot take.
Shoot.
One. The Miami Heat, who are getting ready to sweep the Indiana Pacers, the Miami Heat have a very, very good chance of knocking out the Milwaukee Bucks, who are the #1 overall seed. You heard it here first.
There we go.
Very good chance. I would say they have like a 60% chance of beating them. I say 60 because Milwaukee might get it together. They're not looking real good, but I'm just saying. Miami Heat, they have a really good chance. It's a really good team down there in Miami.
Right on. So. Right on. So you heard it here first. Ed's hot take.
My hot take.
Yes. Sports. Okay. Moving on. We got to jump into this because it's one of our top stories and we got to dive into this. This is a deep dive kind of conversation. It's important because there's a lot of things that are going on in Wisconsin, especially in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kenosha, Wisconsin's on fire right now, guys. Riots in Kenosha are just getting crazier and crazier and crazier. There is footage out there, which I'll try to show throughout this conversation, of the riots and the protests that are going on in Kenosha right now. As we speak, shout out to Tano Vane. He just emailed this to me. There is a state of emergency has been declared in Kenosha over the shooting of Jacob Blake. And we're going to show you guys the footage, the basically not surveillance, but a bystander's video of what happened during this whole shooting with Jacob Blake. But, large crowds are gathering outside of the Kenosha police station, and protesters are clashing with the police at the scene of the officer-involved shooting, so where Jacob Blake was actually shot. There's a lot of pieces that are not fully explained here. They're still trying to get stories, pieces of the puzzle together to make a more concise and more cohesive story in regards to what happened and why Jacob Blake was shot. I am going to show you guys the footage of the bystanders video that was shown of Jacob Blake being shot. Now the thing is that this is a full-on trigger warning. I'm only gonna play a little bit of it, but at the same time, I want you guys to see what's going on so that we can actually talk about it a little bit further. Now, a little bit of a backstory behind it. Jacob Blake was allegedly, this is from the stories, this is all hearsay still. Jacob Blake was trying to stop a fight between two women. Cops came up to answer to a domestic violence call that was made in regards to this fight that was going on outside of, I don't know whose home, but it was going on outside of somebody's home. I'm assuming it was Jacob Blake's home. They pulled up, and the rest, obviously there's a big chunk that's missing here. So we're only seeing from when, we only have the story from when this particular person pressed record. So let's check this out.
Wow.
All right. That's as much as I'm going to go. Obviously, that's way more than enough to get the general idea of what's going on. Now, as you can see, Jacob Blake, it seems like he had gotten up. I guess he was on the floor. He was on the ground somehow, or maybe he was picking something up. I don't know, because obviously we don't see anything on what's going on the other side of the car. But from what I gather, he was getting up. A police officer's gun was drawn at very close range to Jacob Blake. He walks around the car. He opens up his driver's side door. A cop is following him very, very closely. He opens up the driver's side car. I guess he was trying to get into the car. Cop pulls on his shirt and pulls the trigger 7 times in close range in his back. Right now, he is in critical condition right now as we speak. This is something that we got to talk about, guys, because there was another incident that happened this weekend as well in regards to Trayford Pellerin, a man who was wielding a knife that was shot multiple times, way more times than Jacob Blake, which is something that I'm going to be talking about here probably later on tonight in a pop-up video in regards to him being shot because he was holding a knife. But this is a situation where this man was walking into his car. Now, there's a lot of people that will sit there and go, he could have gone into the car to pull out a gun. He could have gone into the car to pull a weapon. You name it, anything is possible in regards to that, and I understand that piece. But at the same time, I want to point something out. In the video, apparently, not in the video, but apparently before the shots were fired, the mother or the wife, I guess the girlfriend of Jacob Blake, was screaming, saying that there were kids in the car. There were kids sitting in the back seat of this car, witnessing all of that, by the way. A cop shooting him in the back at point blank range 7 times. I'm going to throw it out to you guys. I want to hear what your thoughts are in regards to this. I can understand why people are angry right now. If you're seeing this video and you're from Kenosha, I understand your rage. I understand your anger. There's a lot of questions out there that need to be answered. But I want to hear your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts, guys? Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Was that excessive? Was that necessary? Comment down below. I'm going to throw it over to the guys. What do you guys think on this?
I mean, it's just devastating. I was reading the story and said that his 3 sons were in the back seat. So they just watched. I guess right now that he's in critical condition and is still alive.
Yes, he is.
But they just watched their father be shot in the back. There's got to be other ways to be able to stop somebody from if you ask them not to go in their car or something like that. There's stun guns, there's tasers, maybe just some hands-on type of restraint as opposed to immediately deciding that everything's a threat. I feel for his family, for those kids, that's trauma for the rest of their lives, especially even more so if their father dies. But I don't know exactly what was being told to him, why they originally pulled the gun onto him. There must have been something big, like either words or things like that were going on to cause them to draw their guns that early, right? Or was it basically just saying, "Hey, stay where you are"? I mean, maybe he was going to go put the keys into the ignition to turn the car on for the kids. We just don't know. I hope that he survives and then is able to provide his side of the story. Or I want to see if there's actually body cam footage from that shows the audio from the altercation. That's an outrage, though, and understandably, that's why people are in protest. And it's another bad situation.
Ed.
I'm right now. I'm thinking about the kids because, obviously, as a kid, you're taught that the police are supposed to protect us, or supposed to protect you. And if something bad happens, you call the police, and they're supposed to come and they're supposed to fix it. You gotta think, what do the kids like? What is their view gonna be of the police from now on? They're gonna be. This is what they're gonna remember for the rest of their lives. I don't know how old the kids were. I would assume they're probably a little bit small. They're younger.
Yeah,
probably younger than Caden if I had to guess. But it's like, how is this going to play in their minds as they grow up? How are they going to feel towards the police as they grow up from now on? Because they just watched their dad get shot 7 times.
Word.
I pray that, he's currently in critical condition. I pray that they can stabilize him. So like you said, we can hear his side of the story. But like, why is the gun even out? Like, why is the gun out? Why is the taser not out instead? Like, I know that like it's on the belt. Why is the taser not out instead? Why isn't that the first thing that you grab for?
Yeah.
I just don't get. I mean, how many? And there were like, I couldn't count, but there were like multiple police officers there, right? There was like 4, I think, 3, 4.
There was a lot.
I mean,
quite a bit.
And it only seemed like there was only one person literally trying to stop him from getting to the car.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, why were you the only one trying to stop him from getting? Why was everybody else just kind of like standing around to seem like they was going to let him go? I just don't. I mean, like you said, there's so many other sides to this, and like we need body cam footage, but like right now I really like feel really bad for the kids, because you gotta think they're gonna be traumatized. Like this is gonna probably like affect them for the rest of their lives.
You know, it's funny because I'm in the world now where I'm so desensitized from these kind of images now, because I mean this is what we do. This is what we do. I mean, this is what I do. This is what the show covers. We cover the news. We cover things that are going on. So I see a lot of these kind of videos, and they don't really. I mean, I'm desensitized from it because it happens so often. That should say something, first off. But second, the only time that I really got upset was when I found out that there were kids in the car. That's when I started getting upset. There's a lot of things when you look at the video, there's a lot of things that are playing against both sides of the spectrum. So I'm going to look at them in that way real quick. Number one, why didn't Jacob comply? Why didn't he just comply? Why didn't he just put him go down on the ground or do what they asked him to do? They got guns drawn on you. What makes you want to get up and go to your car, your driver's side car? I know a lot of people are going to sit there. A lot of people on one side is going to say that. I'm just going to say that out loud. And that's logic. That's logic. You got a gun drawn to you. What makes you get up and walk towards your driver's side door of your car not complying? That's number one. That's question number one. Okay? But then you look at the other side. So my question to them is this. Why couldn't you just take him down? Why couldn't you physically take him down? Why couldn't you use a taser? Why couldn't you see what I'm saying? Why must you pull, like you could have holstered the gun. If he started going towards his driver's side door, you let him go to the car, man. You let him go to the driver's side door. You let him open the door. You thought that your gun was going to do enough by pointing at it at him. Why didn't you just physically, like one, holster the gun and just take him down? Now, I understand everybody's scared. Trust me, I understand about knees on necks and certain chokeholds and everything. I get that. But there, you have what, four police officers against one man. It looked like there was no physical altercation before he walked around the car to open the driver's side door. So what the heck? Then you pull the trigger. Like, here it is. You pull the trigger. Not once, but 7 times at close range. Wasn't one enough? It was going to be like that? Why must you pull the, like, like, why did, what? So then, see, that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make any sense. I get that he did not comply. I get that he got up and he walked around. But what makes you think that with a car filled with kids that he would go and get his gun thinking that he's a cowboy too? If he even had a gun in there, which I doubt he did. Man, this man could have been getting up to put the car on, to turn the AC on for his kids. You never know. The possibilities are endless. Or maybe he was getting into his car to turn the car off. The possibilities are endless. But there's a lot of questions on both sides that go, why didn't he comply? And why did they have to use their guns like that in such an excessive force? These are the reasons why there are protests out there. The protests that make sense, because some of them don't. But these are the reasons why that there are protests like this happening right now. Because they're tired of seeing people, policemen, shooting unarmed men in the back 7 times, yo. 7.
I don't know. I don't know why you need to shoot 7 times.
Neither do I. I don't get it. I don't
Once
get it.
wasn't enough?
Yeah,
I mean,
see what I'm saying?
I've never been shot before, but one shot, I'm shooting you. Shoot me once, I'm like, oh, I'm done.
Done.
I'm done. Like,
Okay.
I'm good.
You
like,
win.
I don't want no more. I'm good. 7?
Yeah. 7.
7's overkill. Literally.
Absolute crazy. Absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm trying to think on both sides of the spectrum, because I understand, you know, there's a lot of things that happen when things are heightened. There's a lot of things that could be lost in translation in a way. But you have 4 cops against 1 man, and he's not armed. He was just busy trying to stop an altercation between 2 women. It could have been anything. Could have just been neighbors hating each other. It could have been anything. And I know that we're only seeing from the moment that guy hit record. We don't see anything else. This is the other reason why I was saying about the body cam stuff before. They don't have any body cam footage. Those cops do not have body cam. So we can't even get the full story, at least in a POV type thing, because there is no body cam footage. So you got a lot of people that are looking at this video and this video only. So of course people are going to be angry. I saw it. I got angry. I'm like, what the heck is this? So that's why I throw out the question to all you guys. What are your thoughts on this? And you got to look at it. You got to try to look at it on both sides in a way. Because I know. Trust me, I know how it feels and the feelings that you have towards. It's a terrible one. Jack? I can't hear you, buddy. There you go.
Sorry, I was trying to find more information to see if there's any other viewpoints, or simply trying to do the right thing by intervening in a domestic incident. It's a miracle he's still alive. We will seek justice for Jacob Blake and for his family as demand answers from the Kenosha Police Department. How many more of these tragic while black tragedies will it take until the racial profiling and undervalue of black
they did? And my prayers go out to Jacob for sure. I hope he is able to bounce back, to be a father, and to, you know.
Like, the only sides of the story we have are the officers and his, so.
Bye!
That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean,
the Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring, because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else so we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of